Salutations, my sports card collecting friends. This is Andy with another video. I'm here in my backyard today. Such a beautiful day. It's the 5th of July. And in that box there is a return from SGC. It's a 30 card submission. 29 got graded, 1 did not. And this is the first time I've ever done like an SGC reveal, although I do know what the grades are. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of open up the box and go through these 29 graded and 1 ungraded card and share that with you all. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful weekend and enjoying them here in the Northeast, and the weather is just beautiful. Hope it's beautiful where you are. If not, I hope it gets beautiful soon. Anyway, I'm going to flip around the camera here, or actually mount it so I can show off the cards. All right, anyway, here we go. All right, everybody, so here I am in the backyard. It's a beautiful sunny Saturday morning, 5th of July. Neighborhood's quiet. It was quite a busy night. My town has a big fireworks thing that they do. Anyway, hope everybody's enjoying the holiday. If you're off, if you have to work, sorry to hear that. But anyway, so I got my cards in front of me. I organized them by year, but I want to start off this with the one card that didn't get graded, and this is 1966 Mickey Mantle card. This was part of my 66 top set, and I bought this card, I would say, around 2000 or so, and they said it was trimmed. I'm not an expert on that, and I bought this card at a time, you know, I wasn't savvy to the idea of trimming, and it's certainly possible. I haven't lined it up with any other card to see, but I want to know what you think. Should I resubmit it, put it in a fresh holder, resubmit it, and see if it goes through, or I guess maybe what I should do is see if it's how much smaller it is than another card. I know any Mantle cards I always look at very carefully, so just want to know if you think it's worth resubmitting one more time to see if I can get a grade. But anyway, there's my 66 top Mantle card. I think it's actually a very clean card. If you're a fan of sharp corners and clear images, this is the one for you. If you're a fan of centering, then this is probably not the card for you. Anyway, that's the one that didn't get graded. So I'm going to go in reverse your order from the newest to the oldest and go through these. Here is a Joe Niekro rookie card from 1967. This is part of my 67 top set, and I've been slowly getting some of these graded as I go along. That's a pretty looking card. 4. All right, jumping a few years to 66. I've got a couple of these are high number Choo-Choo Coleman cards from obviously the Mets. If you've collected this set, you know this is one of those SP high number cards. And I actually sent 2 in for grading, and one got a 3, one got a 4.5. This one's a much nicer version of the card. All right, if you're a 66 Topps collector, set collector, or if you're a fan of either the Phillies or the Dodgers and you need to get all the cards from those teams, you know about this card. This is another one of those SP high number cards that is surprisingly expensive for, you know, the players. Alrighty, another card from my 66 top set. This is the Hank Aaron. This is, I think, one of his better cards. I like the image of him. He looks happy, and you can see him very clearly. This is a nice version of that, well centered. I've had this card for a very long time as well. Another card from my 66 set, and this is one of those cards that really needs no introduction. 3 Hall of Famers right there on it. What a great card that is. Alrighty, another card from my 66 top set. There's a few in here. This is a high number as well, the Jim Palmer card. As you can see, I am not so concerned about centering, but what a great card this is. Mr. Palmer. Roberto Clemente. Another good card from the 66 top set. Alrighty, and my last one from my 66 top set, this is the Pete Rose card. I like this card as well. I think this is a double print, actually. So this card is out there. I like the fact that he's an infielder, second baseman. It shows him early in his career, kind of before all the craziness of Pete Rose, you know, especially the stuff that happened later in his career. But I like this card of him. I think it's a good image. That early Reds uniform, and you know, readily available. Plenty of them out there. So if you want a good card of Pete Rose early in his career when he's still a second baseman. That's a good option. Alrighty, I got a couple cards from my 61 top set, and I've been slowly sending these out for grading. This is a World Series card featuring Mickey Mantle. And any of these cards that have Mantle on them, as you know, are premium, but also, you know, I think pretty neat. And this is a cool card from the 61 top set as well. This is the Mantle Blast 565-foot home run. This is one of those special series within the set. It's a cool looking card. A couple of cards from my 62 top set. Here's the Hank Aaron. And Stan the Man. And finally from my 62 top set, Yogi Berra. And again, I've been sending some cards in just randomly, and pulling them out of my big box of cards that I want to get graded at some point. Alrighty, now I'm jumping a decade. And these are all 1952 tops. These are all rookie cards from that set. So there's not a lot of great players in terms of name, but I think these are beautiful cards. Again, these are all rookies. 129 rookies actually in the 52 top set. And my goal is to get them all. I got about 24 or 25 left to go. I think this is a great looking card. It's a fine example of you know, 52 tops at its best. Great color, great image, and this is a beautiful version of that card. A lot of these players, you know, played for many years. They weren't all stars, but they certainly have, you know, reputable careers for sure. Just, you know, the color palette that they used for the cards, I know it's painted, you know, or colorized black and white images, but I think they did a great job of you know, making the cards look dynamic. You know, again, you have to put yourself back in the time, right? They were competing against Bowman, who had, you know, been established. They had basically a 4-year advantage in terms of the market. Everybody knew their cards, but Bowman cards were small, right? They were relatively small, you know, and so Topps made these big giant cards. That's right, Zoe. And I've got 10 more. These are 10 cards that I sent out at one time to get graded. And these are all fairly low numbers, maybe a few in the mid-range numbering series, so they're not the really expensive ones. And they're hard to find graded, which is why, you know, I sent to get them graded, the ones I had in my collection. And here's a pretty cool looking card as well, a bright red. So the color palette's really neat. You know, they're all, the spectrum of colors that they use in this set are just fantastic. Alrighty, so now we're going to jump another 12 years into the past and get away from color. So I've been working on the 1940 play ball set and slowly getting some of these cards graded. I've got about 30 more cards. It's a fairly large set, if you know. It's 240 cards, and I've got about 210 of them or so. You know, just kind of going through my collection and getting some of them graded as I go along. You know, ones that I think that are worth it. And some of them have got some. Here's obviously a Cookie Lavagetto card. But I just think there's so many great players in this set. You know, between the active players who were, you know, playing in the 1940s, you know, as well as the collection of Hall of Famers that they collect, you know, that had retired by the time this set came out. And here's Little Poison. But the nicknames are always fun too, right? What they put on the cards for nicknames. And that's my 30 cards from my latest submission. I appreciate everybody checking out my video, and thank you so much for your kind support. Hope everybody enjoys your weekend and stays well. And if you have any thoughts on what I should do with this mantle, if I should just accept the authentic, or should I try and resubmit it again in a fresh holder and see if I can get a grade? I don't no idea if it's been trimmed or not, and I suspect it might have been. It is a pretty clean looking card, but you know, I don't know how to look for evidence of trimming. I guess that would be for, you know, blade marks or something along the outer side. So, maybe I'll look at it more closely. But anyway, those are my 29 graded +1 cards for my latest submission. I've got a few more at SGC now, more 52s from my rookie collection, and hope everybody takes care. Thanks again for stopping by, and have a great day.